All right, and now we should be live. All right, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the balance walkthrough. I'm going to be doing this in equal parts streaming and also recording. I'm going to be posting the parts that I guess you could say the parts that are missing from streams. Whenever I have free time, I'm going to be posting them in a compilation for the first time. I'm going to start actually going through my channel and reorganizing it and making it look a little bit more professional, putting in some effort for some of these things. But also on this account, I'm going to be doing my best to do things to help out newer players, as well as give not only a guide for some of them, but also to see what's going on in the game currently, as I'm a bit of an old head when it comes to this game. I have been here in this game for so long. It genuinely feels like I could have just loaded this up yesterday when Dragonspire was the final world. But nonetheless, we should be able to figure out what we can do from here. This is Balance, and we are going to be doing the best that we can to get through the story. Now, the current max level is up to 180, and we will be working our way towards that. And I will be leaving it up to everyone in the comments as well as the lives if we are to do any side areas. I am guaranteed doing Grizzleheim and anything of that nature, but I will be leaving it up in the air
You feel a cold
for...
to fill the room, as if from the giants themselves.
Okay. I'll be leaving it up in the air for if I do areas like Pigswick Academy, or if I just want to do something like, I forget what the other side world is. But yeah, Pigswick Academy will be a, like, to be determined kind of thing. Grizzleheim I always do in all of my playthroughs because it has decent craftable recipes that help out with a lot of things, as well as it gives me the ability to essentially get a few things I wouldn't normally be able to get otherwise, and the ability to farm gold. That is the biggest advantage from doing Grizzleheim, is the fact that you can get gold very quickly from doing so. I'm sure there's better methods out there now, but for levels like, I would say 60 to 80, maybe to 100, that's about the best method. From 100 onwards, you're almost always going to be full of gold unless you're spending it on, like, tons of resources, reagents, and things of the manner. But that's a problem for another time. Alright. That should be the final one down. I was debating if I should record or if I should stream today. I figured maybe I stream today, see if I can get a few new people to come in and say hello. Because genuinely, I want to build a community here. And if the best way that I can do that is to put myself out there and talk to the people that are behind it all.
You have delivered all three of the requested items, thus proving your master. Now, to finish your
All right,
quest
let's
for your
see.
spell, once you are nearby the upper-level teleporter, you will be able to summon your balance minion.
Balance minion, okay. Isn't this where I get, I'm pretty sure I'm able to get the balance blade from this quest. Oh, sweet. I just reached level 4 on streaming. Nice. I've also had a few thoughts on some other things as well. Like, maybe I'll leave my PC running on a game that is endless. And even if I can't be there, I'll leave it up doing AFK farming on a certain game or two. Like, it might actually be a little bit of fun because it'll get my channel name out there. And when I come back to stream again, I'll get to talk to all the new faces that come in and view what I'm doing in the game. Or if anybody just wants to come by, say hello, do whatever they want in the stream just to be a troll.
You notice something strange up ahead.
Wait, so somebody else was doing this quest too. Okay.
Greetings, wood.
Alright, cool. So back to here. Now, my biggest thing with this playthrough is that I'm going to be doing things that I never really did before. That being talking about pet training, doing gardening, crafting, all the nature. So I'm going to be doing my best to do all that I can. Oh, jeez. He doesn't know where Haunted Cave is? Bro, that's one of the areas you have to do to leave Wizard City. That's kind of... Okay.
So you were able to gather the power words from your minion?
As you speak the
Yep, there's Balance Blade. That is the most useful card in the entire... for me. Alright, sweet. Now that I have that, I can really work around things. I'm also going to be leaving it up to everyone if I'm going to be able to use something like, say, enchants. Enchants in this game are very simple. Essentially what you do is, for lower level characters, they take a spell, like Scarab, and add on 175 damage to this, essentially making it worth the same as a 3 pip spell, and essentially does the same to all the others. The enchants allow for greater damage, so that I won't be spending as much time in fights, and I'll be able to speed the process up. However, that is entirely subjective to what the viewers want. I am open to doing either, to doing a regular playthrough with no enchants, or doing one with one. But either way, I want to jump back into this game that I love, so that I can provide content for everyone. Now, I believe we are in Palace of Fire. So, let's go straight back there. And might as well pick up this ore while I'm here too. And I did buy a house. So I will be doing decorating for a house as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go and level my pet again very soon.
Thus begins the draining of your strength and the restoration of my glory.
Okay. This is going to be very easy. So now, I can just do this. Once I get access to Sandstorm, the rest is history. Sandstorm is a really important card for Balance, because the moment that Sandstorm gets added to them, all fights that aren't Balance fights are going to end up being really quick. I probably should find a way to get some music on. Maybe let everybody control it through Techfinity. Let's see. Should I do another blade and just go to kill him? Actually, yeah, that's probably the best suitable thing to do. Get him out of the picture so I have a least chance of having to worry about things. Because the other guy I'm going to have to probably kill with death spells. Ooh! Yeah, do not like that. Yeah, you're gonna have to go, man. There is no way you input reading garbage. Bro, it's like every time this game just knows when you're about to hit. They'll just throw out a weakness card and it's just like, oh, well, here you go. Look at that. It would have killed. Lucky for me, I can just do this. Get some health back. And then we'll see where to go from this. That's still gonna hurt, though. Oh. Come on. As long as it's not a 2 or 3 pip Tear spell. I can live. Oh, well, I'm dead. Why is it that when I'm playing offline, when I'm not streaming, these AI are nowhere near this sophisticated? But the moment I click stream or record, the AI is like, all right, bet, I'm going to embarrass you in front of everyone.
Thus begins the draining of your
Yeah.
strength and the restoration of my glory.
Yeah. Ooh, power pip this time. I think we just full send it at this guy. And watch, I'm going to get weakness turn 1. How did I know? I can use my strongest card and then just to get weakness. It's actually kind of funny. Just looking at this. Alright, if this starts becoming a problem, I'm gonna use enchants for the rest of this one. So, should I do the blade and then into the ghoul? Actually, that sounds like a perfect thing to do. Blade into ghoul. And I can sustain myself a little longer. And then I can just follow up ghoul if I have to. Alright. Ooh. I do like the ability to cast another Locust Swarm, though. Jeez. Yeah, you don't get the stuff to deal with these cards at this level. Except for using, what is it, Pixie? Or is it Fairy? I think it's Pixie. Alright. Regardless, I should probably do my best. Bro, another attack like that and I'm done for. Bro, 2 power pips? Don't overthink it, just... I guess just hit it. Yep, I'm probably dead. Oh wow, no, I'm not. I should have hit the other guy. Oh well. At least I know that they don't resist. That's the good news. I don't feel like coming back and doing this again. Alright, get in here, Life Henchman. Calvin Moonpetal. Come on, don't kill me. Oh, you are so lame. You are so lame. Alright, come on, Calvin. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Just don't fizzle. You've got to be kidding me. You surely were worth the 20 crowns I spent on you. Jesus. Wow. Dude's literally trying to pull his weight. Wait, so as soon as I come back, dude's already trying to attack me again. But he resists a little bit. That's actually kind of funny. But no, this man single-handedly turned the entire thing around. And now, yep, that's GG's. Just for the disrespect. There's a blade for you, buddy. End the fight. Alright. I should probably figure out a way to fix that issue of mine. Because it felt like I was constantly having issues. So for the moment, while I have that marker set, I should probably go to the house, start the gardening, and then once I set this up, then I'll come back and deal with the rest of it. Let's see. Wait, this is a gardening item? That's kind of cool. I don't know what it does. Oh, it just gives... It gives a reagent and some... Okay. Well, that works. I'm just gonna have to see where I put these things in. Alright, gardening. So each one of these, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, they all require a small plot. So I'll put this here. We'll just make a few small plots, and then we'll try to go through all of those, I guess. What is it? I guess all the plants that he has. The ones that Farley has. And then once we go through all of those, we can work our way up to getting towards the couch potatoes and the magma peas. Because right now, those are not useful to us as I don't have the current gardening level to do so. Alright, sweet. Now, we just plant. The beast moon seed. Oh, place seed on a plot of soil or in a pot. Does it need the enchanted? No, it just needs a plot of soil. That's weird. Can it not be planted? Oh, I don't have the energy to plant it yet. Well, that certainly makes sense. Wait, hold on. Okay. No biggie, no biggie. I'll come back and plant the beast moon seed another time if I have to. For now, those little saplings can do what they need to do. I'm just going to go ahead and put some of these decorations in the house because I don't really want them in my inventory. Plus these keys I can come back for later. Because I'm not going to need a gold key for a while. At least I hope not. So I'll just put the keys up here. Let's put the plaque down there. The Senge book can go over here. Low wooden table. Okay, well this is going to be a ridiculous thing to put somewhere. Whatever. Basic crafting. Alright. So I need 2 of these. So I need to get another cattail and some mistwood. let me go ahead and lock it so I don't accidentally sell it. And then we can go on back to Crocotopia. I guess I should probably do some of these, I guess, side quests in this area, just for the extra XP. I don't know. I'll think about it. What is a max level doing here? Okay. I'm not going to complain about somebody helping me.
You may have seen the fall of the other Narini, but the next thing you will see is me celebrating my victory.
Yep, I'm streaming. Honestly, this is actually kind of interesting. All right, sweet. All right, that's cool. That definitely made that a lot easier. All right, sweet. So he should be able to find it anytime that he wants. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, dude saw the pet and was like, yeah, this isn't your first. Honestly, that pet gives me away quite a bit. He's farming something from there. What is that? What does that dungeon give? Why would a max level be going for something like that? I'll have to look up that. I'll have to look up that in a minute. But honestly, this is not too bad. Ooh, flame jewel. Come here. Alright, so I can just go turn these in whenever I'm ready for them. Let's see. There's the real one. You know, I should probably do this guy's side quest too, since he's doing the desert golems as well. And I'll probably run into more than just one of them. Hey, it's another sorcerer. Sweet. Alright. I didn't even look at the Scroll of Fortune. That's my bad. I should have looked at it. What do we have here? A crit one with a Maycast Wild Bolt. Oh, man, that tells me that that's like... It has to be some kind of cancerous. Oh, wait, I forgot. PvP now has the limitation of, I think, what is it, one Maycast from pet? Or is it like per Maycast talent? Either way, it still sounds like it'd be very annoying if the Maycast limit was removed. And just getting slammed for a couple thousand damage just because you have the pet jewel. Okay. So a lot of this stuff doesn't really look too interesting. The banner? Banner's not really what I'm interested in. Sky Lantern looks pretty cool, though. A random rematch or one-shot dungeon. Okay. It's not a bad reward. Floral Hanfu Weimao? Okay. So, spellaments, keys, and honestly, this wouldn't be a bad set for a life wizard. I wouldn't use the floral top piece, but I'd probably use this. What does the wand look like? Is there a wand? The drum roll looks pretty cool. So there's a piece of gear. Here's a piece of gear. That's the hat. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a banner. I just don't like the way the banner wands look. I just don't like the way those look. I don't know what it is, but the banners just don't feel like actual wands to me. Alright, sweet. Now I can go back to the house and plant that. What is this? What do you mean, what is this? This is Wizard101. It is a balance playthrough. I am essentially doing everything that I normally would not do on a wizard right now. Hold on. Let me look at this. Beast Moon Seed. Requires a Beast Moon Planter. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Never heard of it. It's a nice free-to-play game for people who grew up with it. And for some people, they've released it on consoles now. You can get it on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. And you can also download it for free off of Steam, and you can download it free from their website as well. But it's genuinely just an MMORPG game based off of cards. You build a deck, you take it into battle, and basically you progress to the story mode. There's 180 levels, and you can do crafting, fishing, essentially pet training. You can do all sorts of things in this game. It's a game that you can spend hours in and still somehow find something else to do. I like it. It's not going to be everybody's thing, but it's something I like. Let's see. I'll put the Crocodilian in there. Just for the chance of actually being able to use it. Until I can get that planter that I need. Just gonna lock this. Alright, so what's next? I should probably... Ooh, there's the tier 2 gardener. What do you have here? Oh, so you're rank 3 and rank 4. And you also have a rank 10 one as well. Okay. So what do you have in your housing shop then? Small crock pot, enchanted, medium, and medium enchanted. So he smells snapdragons, bread, fruit bush, rye bread, okay, cornbread, and prickly bear cactus. Okay. So I can just come back and grab all those and fill up the bar for plants if I have to. What exactly is my character? My character is a balance wizard. Balance wizards are known as sorcerers. Sorcerers have the ability to cast pretty much mostly a bunch of support items for other schools, but we can still do our own thing. We can still do damage and still sustain on our own. But mainly, my character is just whatever I want it to be. If I wanted to, I could train into a secondary school and use that magic as well. Like, for instance, getting a mastery amulet. If I wanted to play a storm, or not play as storm, but play with storm spells, I can use this, and any of my pips can be used for storm spells. There's a lot of freedom with this. And looking at all the people that are playing, you can do just about anything you want in this game, including have your own house, decorate it, and let's see. I think pet training as well. Doing the gardening system helps out a lot because you get valuable resources, pet snacks, and any other thing that you could be can't speak today. Missing. Zachary Frosthaven. Oh, nice. That was the dude that was helping me out on the on that boss fight. All right, time to fight Nebbit. Ring of Compassion. Okay. I just need... Yo, thanks for the follow.
Once I have exhausted your power, let us see if you still approach the great Debit Arini with such disrespect.
Not gonna lie, listening to the dialogue of some of these characters just makes you just want to smack them. Like, forget the spells, forget the decks, just straight up run me them hands. Alright, so that should be... I can use this, and then I can follow up with the Wand Hit. So that should get rid of him after using the Wand Hit. And even if I get weakness, the Wand Hit will remove it so I can just cast a stronger spell. Or, never mind, actually just kill him outright. And there's the weakness. I knew eventually a weakness was going to pop onto me. So we'll Wand Hit into a Blade, into a Locust Swarm. Let's see. Yep. Huh. I added her yesterday, and clearly she probably hit the paywall. Just didn't want to continue forward, or she just didn't want to go through with going through the game yet. Bro, he found my channel. Nice. But no, that is very sweet of you, man. Thank you very much. Like, every person means a lot to me. No matter who they are, no matter where they come from. If I meet them in game, or if I'm just have them stumble upon my channel. Everyone means a lot to me. Because the viewers make this happen. I can do all the effects. I can be doing the gameplay, whatever. But without viewers, streaming's pointless. It really doesn't have the same charm without being able to communicate and converse with your audience. That's why I personally like it. Now, this should be able to finish it. I didn't have to cast the Pierce Blade. I know it's not going to do anything, but at the very least, it just gave me something to cast. Nebbit's Vest of Complexity. Alright, well that's just another thing I get to sell off. And I got a tin of food. Alright. Also, Jay, thank you for liking the live, man. And thank you so much for the follow. Now, let's see. What else is there that we have to do for this world?
You took the... I'd rather not hang on to these scrolls
Okay.
of Narini. If I were to get attacked, they would just fall into the hands of the enemy again. Would you be good and take these up to Zane in the library?
Zane? And here I was just calling him Zane. Jeez. I'm not that good with names. Oh well.
You poor, pitiful wizard. I am glad you showed up here. I will do you a favor. I shall put you out of your misery.
Genuinely, it's just so hard not to have the urge just to straight up throw hands with these. Just knowing that I don't have that option makes me a little upset. I'll probably come back on a wizard that's higher level and just straight up just beat the crap out of them over and over again if I have to. Just vent the frustration out on them. Oh my gosh. Alright, this should still work. If I get rid of the Narini warrior, at the very least I'll have less hitting me. I should probably put a pixie back in my deck just to be sure. Because I'm getting hit with tier 3 spells. Either that or I'm going to have to start putting shields in. Because they're like saving up pips for 2 and 3 pip spells instead of the normal 1 pip spells that I kept getting hit with. Alright. So now I have... I think I should use this. Get rid of the Narini warrior and then focus on this guy. Nice. Alright. So we can hit them with a Locust Swarm, and then we'll figure out where to go next. Hopefully I can draw a blade this coming turn. Alright, 298. That's not bad. The spells have tiers? Yes, they do. Every spell in the game has a pip cost. Pips are these little floating things down here at the bottom. And these are your health and mana bars. So essentially, if you run out of mana, you can't cast any spells. Each spell has the rank that costs a certain number of pips. 1 pip can get you a weak spell, but at the very least you can cast one. 2 get you another spell, 3, so on and so forth. They all have their own benefits. And 0 pip spells are mostly like wand hits. Essentially, hits that are guaranteed, but are weaker by comparison. So if I, say, draw this, I can now cast a tier 2 spell, and hopefully this will be enough to finish him off. For each pip that you have, the spells get stronger, from my understanding. So, for instance, going through my balance deck, a lot of these support cards are 0 pips, so I can cast as many of them as I want, and it will never cost me anything to cast them. However, the attack spells cost 1 pip, 2 pips, and 3 pips. So, when I cast a Scarab, it'll cost me 1 pip and 1 mana. And so on and so forth with Scorpion and Locust. And the same thing can be said for when I have this Nature's Wrath as well. So each spell has its own cost, which is pretty cool. And then you have certain ones that have effects, like this one. It's a support card, but it gives a 20% for every person on the team. So it only costs 1 pip in comparison because it's giving a blade to every person on your team as opposed to just yourself. How do you get pips? Every turn that passes by, you will be given a pip. And if you have, say, power pip chance at a higher rate? If you have power pip chance at a higher rate, then you will be able to cast a spell with a higher tier. So, for instance, if I have 3 white pips, that means I can cast a Locust Swarm. If I have 1 yellow pip and 1 white pip, then I can cast a Locust Swarm as well. A yellow pip means 2, and a regular pip means 1. So, essentially, as long as I have a balance spell that is ranked 1 through 3, I can cast if I have a yellow pip, which is also known as a power pip. See? Just like Savannah has right there. So she is a sorcerer, so with her, she was only able to cast a 2 pip spell despite having 3 pips because that was a storm spell. It was not of her school. But yeah, if your power pip chance is high enough, you can get power pips, which will allow you to have 2 pips instead of 1. You receive 1 pip, whether it is a power pip or whether it is a regular pip, every turn that passes by. Alright, so what do we have to do now? Go back to the Altar of Kings, and I think we have a dungeon to do now.
You recovered the key.
Huh. I have a feeling that is all, like, stuff that costs money. Yep, Midsummer's Cow, unless you farm for it. Same thing with that. That is something that she definitely got in a pack. Oh, that pet is awesome. Fleeting Shadow, that's a pretty cool little mount. Yep, this person is literally starting a character with, like, the some of the best stuff that she can get. Alright. Quite a bit to remember, but it's interesting. Yeah, it's a combat system that is solely unique to this game. And you can have things like this, your wand. Your wand has the ability to give you a pip as well, if it has that little symbol. And you can also receive power pips from your wand if your wand says that it gives you a power pip. But typically, you don't get a power pip from a wand until level 30. It takes a lot to get into, and there's quite a lot to remember, as when you get further into the game, you have fusion spells, and you also end up getting stuff like, for instance, all these effects. These are what's known as spell elements. So with every card comes an effect. Basically, if I were to cast this Frost Beetle, and I have a shield on myself, that shield will then in turn to a universal shield that is 65%. So the next spell that hits me will be 65 less potent. This Evil Snowman will clear 2 weaknesses on me and give me 2 shields, and then it does damage to the person on the other side from me. You can remember all of these effects just by getting through this. As you travel through the world, and speaking of, I'm glad I was able to remembered. This right here allows for me to increase the power of my spell. I don't know if I have... Okay, so I can pick which one I want. So I can choose either to do more damage. I can choose for a bit of utility by having it swap a blade. Or I can have it swap a weakness. So if I got hit with a weakness, I can just give it to them and then hit them, so that my spell is not weak anymore. Which is exactly what I'm going for, because I kind of really want it that way. But the negative part to this is that now all these spell elements are permanent, which means when you upgrade into one of these paths, it'll be permanent. That's what it said. So whenever I get this, it does the same thing with a shield or a trap. I'm not interested in either of these, so I'm just going to go for the top path on this. Or maybe I'll keep the spell the same until I'm ready to decide if I want to use those for something later on. But yeah, all of this is it's very fun once you get into it. Alright. So we gotta go find Professor Winthrop in Throne Room of Fire.
There you are. I will most
Yo,
likely
thank you for the
use
heart
you
me.
according-
I need to make sure that all of these have, like, effects on Tickfinity. Because I don't think the Heart Me has one. But a good few of the things that happen do. Alright. Manu Narini, collect the Serpent Staff. After this, if you'd like, I can explain more about combat or anything that's in particular. But this game also makes you solve puzzles, which, as you can see here, it's making me turn all of these to fire so that I can go through because this is the Temple of Fire. It also gives you another...
Who goes there? You shall pay for disturbing me, young wizard.
I was speaking. Anyways. Basically, the puzzle is for this room that you have to turn it to all to the same thing, which is fire, because this is the fire tunnel. And it does the same in the ice temple as well as the storm temple. What was the purple flame? That is storm. Storm is essentially the damage school of this game. Think of any glass cannon type build, and storm is what you can think of. It hits really hard, but has low health and has low resist. However, I have seen some pretty cool stuff before. Alright, come on. $187. Jeez. It's a shame, though. I really didn't have to fizzle there. Is there, like, 8 different magic types? There are 7, I believe. Actually, no. Hold on. That is a lie. There is the original schools that you can choose from, which are Balance, Fire... Let's see. Balance, Fire, Ice, Storm, Life, Myth, and Death. So there's 7. Those are the ones that you can choose from. Then, after we go on from there, there are other ones that can be used as well. Like, say, for instance... Let's see. For instance, what should I use for an example? We have astral spells, which are essentially buffs on you, or can be weaknesses to your enemy. Then you have moon spells, which can be mostly polymorphs, or shift spells, which do certain effects for a certain hit cost. Then you have shadow spells, which can be a myriad of things. And then I think there's also sun spells, but typically you don't learn many sun spells except for the ones that are like enchants. So yeah, there's a lot of different classes out there. So I think there is a total of 10 maybe, but only 7 you can play with. Wait, no, that would be wrong. That'd be 11, I think. 11 or 12. You were guessing the amount of circles on the floor. I thought they all represented something. Yeah, okay. Essentially with this is that each circle in a dueling arena allows you to have that many people join. So for instance, there can be 4 enemies and there can be 4 of you. So you can have 4 people on your team and you can have the enemies have 4 on theirs. And as the game gets into the later worlds, things get exceedingly more complicated. And my god, did that hurt. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure something out for this, because that hurt way too much. You have got to be kidding me. There's no way I fizzled that. Alright, so I should at least if I get hit with a tier 2 spell, I can survive. Never mind, I'm just straight up dead. Jesus. Alright. No biggie, no biggie. Kind of to be expected, I don't have the best gear that I could have. So I think we just go back. Does fizzle mean you mess something up? No, it does not mean you messed anything up. It just means that the accuracy wasn't in your favor. Alright, so fizzle is essentially what happens when a spell's accuracy doesn't meet with its... How do I say this? Scorpion is 85% accurate. So I have an 85% chance to be able to cast this and it do damage to the target in front of me. And I have a 15% chance to fail and fizzle. Fizzle basically means that you don't get your spell off and therefore you just waste your turn. It's essentially a balancing mechanic in the early game to make it to where all the enemies in the beginning kind of have a chance, because if all your spells were able to be cast without the hindrance of accuracy, I could use this if I wanted to make it where I never fizzled again, but that would give them an extra turn to attack me. So it's kind of not really worth it unless I'm questing with somebody. But the point being, accuracy in this game essentially boils down to 2 things. What your gear can give you, which some gear will actually give you it, and then others, you can add stuff like, say, jewels, which for, where's a level 15 or something? Here we go. Jewels. These jewels can give you let's see, health, accuracy, anything in the ladder. It just depends on what you have. I'll show you the jewels that I've collected here in a few minutes. But yeah. Essentially, your gear is very important in this game, because the better your gear selection is, the easier time you're going to have in this game. Alright, come on. Wait, so I get to go first this time. Oh yeah, this is gonna hurt. Just take the damage, don't get greedy. And bam. Now he is, I think, 1 hit away from death. Bro has 5 HP. So, in this instance, this is what I'm talking about. See, I can take the chance of an 85% hit to go and attack him, or I can take the guaranteed 100 that I know finishes him off without costing me an extra turn. And there we have it. Ooh, I got another plant I can plant. Yep, it's a level 1. But yeah, fizzling in this game is very annoying for the first like part of it. But when you get gear that gives you some accuracy and then you start building up like and actually getting more damage, more resist, more accuracy as you level up, that will hardly ever be a problem anymore. Unless you get dispelled. What are the plants for? I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to have to go plant some here in a minute. But first things first, I should probably...
Good work. It's
Okay. Before I get stuck in this and I have to go and do all this, I want to use up some of my energy. The plants offer benefits. So for instance, each plant has a reward. So with each plant that is sitting here, they all have their own rewards and they all have their own like growing conditions. Like for instance, each one has a need that can be met at certain times. Sometimes it could be they need sun or they need rain. Any of these effects can be used to help them. But once they grow to adult, they'll give you a reward for getting them that far. And then when they reach elder, that means that you've raised a plant all the way through its life cycle. Then you harvest them and you get the full reward of what your efforts entail. So essentially, you're raising the plants for certain things that you can get for a bonus. Like later on, when you reach higher gardening levels, you can plant things like couch potatoes, which are one of the strongest plants in the entire game. Essentially, what couch potatoes do, and this is what I'm going to bring up and show. I think it's in my bank. Yep, there they are. These guys, planting a good few of them will allow you to get mega snacks. Mega snacks help you raise pets, and therefore being able to have the snacks on command just to be able to level up your pets. See? Lady Coco right there is epic, mainly because I have some strong snacks, which are these. So what couch potatoes do is they'll drop 8, 9, and 10 tier mega snacks. And the same with the evil magma peas. So that's why people do gardening. It's mainly so that they can eventually get to couch potatoes and then be able to get stuff that allows them to, say, get infinite snacks, because you can just replant the couch potatoes when you get the seed back. Do you have to buy pets or can you find them randomly? You can find them randomly. You can. But there is a whole place that you can go to that allows you to... Essentially, you can buy pets there. You can also hatch with other wizards. You can use a kiosk to help find the exact kind of pet that you're looking for. There's a lot of things you can do with these pets, which is another reason why I love this game, because the pets in this game are not like essential. You don't need one, but it does make things easier. See, my pet currently gives me 10 damage and 5 resist. And that's with its current set. So they give me status increases. So every spell that I cast because of this pet gives me an extra 10%. So if I hit someone with, say, one of these, it'll guaranteed hit them for 66 damage every time when I cast the spell, no matter what the situation is. Which is cool, because normally it would just hit for 60. A lot of wizards come to this place, and as you can see, there's a lot of pets going around here. And it's mainly because when you release a pet in here, it'll go straight towards all that other stuff there. It'll let all the other wizards see these pets being released. You can browse these pets, look at them, find which one you want to suit for your own needs. But mainly, I'd go look at your school, and then you can search for pet talents. And then you can find what you want. So like if I want a pet that gives balance giver and balance dealer, I search for all talents. And look at there. I have a really good match for my pet that also guarantees me to give the talents that I want. And same here. You can just keep looking and going through all of these until you find one that you like. You don't have to pick these. You don't have to. There are shops that can also sell you pets, like this one. Inside the area, they'll give you the choice of one of these little pets. Now, granted, I will not tell you to buy any of these because these can grow up to be garbage. And you also receive pets as you level up. You get quests from your teachers, and then they'll give you a school-specific pet. But yeah, pets in this game have their own unique specialities, and they are good for a lot of things. And you can play games with them to level them up, and then feed them mega snacks so they get even more points afterwards. Let's see. It's not a particularly hard game, but I'm not very good at memory games. I only do this because after you win a certain number of times, right here, you can get the bronze medal, and then that bronze medal will allow you to basically just feed them. And because I have membership right now, I'm able to get double XP and rewards for my pet. So that Jolly Rancher that I just fed to my pet gives it 50 experience points. And with each one of these up here, it'll increase a certain stat. So for instance, if I'm wanting to do damage, then I will raise things like power, will, and let's see, power, will, and strength. Those are the ones for damage. If I want to do something like crit, then I'll go something for, let's see, which one does crit? I think it's agility. Yeah, agility and will, and then power. And so on and so forth. You can do accuracy ones, you can do resistances. They help out with a lot of things. That's why people always go to the pet training and dump all of their time into training a pet, because it can drastically increase your overall stats. Let's see if I can find a good example. All right, we'll look at Chris here. We'll look at Chris, and then we'll take a look at Wolf. Chris is a storm wizard. He has 274 damage as a storm wizard. Most of that will come from... What? Hold on. What now? 102 crit. That just don't feel right. 42 pierce with 906 pip conversion. Okay, shocking abomination crown. Yeah, his crit's glitched. So essentially, most of the stuff comes from his gear that allows him to get those crazy ridiculous stats. But his pet gives him pierce and damage. So Chris probably spent a great few snacks and a great few hours working on this pet. Or he probably had to rehatch his pet over and over again to get the desired result that he needed. The same thing can be said for Wolf. He essentially has a pet that I'm trying to go for, which is 4 damage talents with the exception of a resist talent. Which is really good for schools that typically don't hit, because you get the ability to also hit while also being tanky. Ooh. She just got a pet up to Ancient. Okay, so far so good. She has 2 talents that are damage talents, while also being able to do the Mighty, which gives an increase to it. Now, I'm going to continue playing the game. Yo, Hybrid, welcome in, man. Sorry, I had a phone call I had to take real quick. But essentially, like I was saying, pets basically give stat bonuses and have tons of things that can help you out. And yes, I do have little legs as my B2 character. My B2 model is. Let's see. I'm only doing a few games at a time with this so I can be able to get the progress towards the 25. Then I can just port back here and just feed it snacks. Am I messing it up on purpose? I wasn't, because I wasn't hardly paying attention. I wasn't paying attention at first. You've been playing Slay the Spire? Nice. Yeah, see? I'm not perfect at this. My memory's not that great. So I can't really do memory games that well. And now I'm out of energy. So that means that now I just have to wait until I get the energy back up and come back and do it again. Let's see. Now back to the place that I was. But yeah, I had a phone call and I wasn't paying full attention to the patterns that were on screen. So I wasn't on purposely messing them up. How long does it take for your energy to come back? When you level up, you get a refresh of your energy. And to wait normally depends on how much energy you have. With energy itself, it will refill within a certain number of time. So like say I think like it's like 5 minutes per energy. So like say if I use all my energy and I don't want to level up for the rest of the day, I can just go to a different wizard and use their energy to level up something else. Or you can do something which is incredibly funny, to be honest. You can go to a newer wizard with the same school as your current one. And once you unlock the pet pavilion, you can just go and feed it snacks, level up, come back, feed it snacks again, and do that over and over again because it's infinitely faster than just paying money and getting more. Because energy elixirs are about $2.50 a piece. So if I pay, let's see, I think it's $10. No, sorry, that's my bad. If I go to the shop and I buy crowns, I think the prices are 5, 10, 25, and 50 and 100. And sometimes they do specials for like $80 and $60. But each energy elixir will cost about 250 crowns. So I go into here, go to elixir, and then I look for the elixir that I need. Let's see. Here's a reset hatch timer elixir. Here's one that hatches all of your eggs in your inventory. There's the energy elixir. So I can get one of these and it instantly fills up this green thing all over again. Same thing can be said for basically when I level up. When my bar down here goes up to 13, or sorry, when my bar goes up to the next level, I get all my energy back. Alright. So now I have to fight this guy.
Test your might against me, and you will fail. Why even try, weakling?
Alright, let's do this. Alright, good start. That means I can take out the minion within the next 2 turns. We can blade into a locust. And that should be able to do really good for us. And that's a weakness. Lovely. Alright. It's unfortunate, but that's just the hand we've been dealt. Essentially cancels out anything that I did. $300, still nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good. Ooh, I do not like the way this looks. Part of me wants to guaranteed kill him, but I don't want to waste the pip. You know what? Whatever. I'll do this. Come on. Alright, sweet. Oh, that was looking really bad for a minute. I was staring down the barrel of a really heavy-hitting sunbird. Come on, hit me with something like a fire cat. Ah, you had to hit me with a sunbird. Come on. Ooh, that was like... That's more than half my health. Yeah, I can't take another one of those. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Keep using your pips on low tier spells so I don't have to worry about it. Alright, use this blade. Do you lose anything if you die or lose? Not really. It kind of depends. See, there's certain aspects in some of these fights where, like, if you beat them first time, sometimes you can get double rewards. Other times where, like, if you die or lose, you just have to do the walk back, which is annoying, but, I mean, at the very least, you don't lose anything. You could just walk back to the fight and start it all over again. Which is not bad. Genuinely, as long as you don't lose anything, you don't lose any gear or money or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about that. Only thing that you lose when you die is the potential rewards that you had for beating the fight the first time around. Alright. I think I'm going to get through a little bit more of this, and then I will figure out if I'm going to continue streaming or not today. I have some stuff I have to do, but besides that, genuinely, this is something that I plan on doing more of. I'm going to be mostly posting on YouTube, but I will be putting some clips up on Twitch and TikTok as well. And maybe I'll put the VODs up on Twitch for people who want to watch them and who don't want to have to follow me on every single platform. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. I am such a moron. I'm just completely ignoring the arrow here. Alright. Oh, and I should probably mention that you can't use jewels until you hit level 15. So, until you hit level 15, you are not allowed to use any jewels of any kind. And now that I've leveled up to 14, I've gotten all my energy back, and I can go do more of that pet training. Now, we just go to the person back in the Altar of Kings, and then we can move on. I'll make a comprehensive guide to this game at some point. I actually kind of really want to, because for people who don't understand about the game, it really does help to have something to look at as a reference.
Excellent. Now that we...
Alright, more Scarab, more Scorpion. How far away am I from getting the next Scorpion upgrade? Oh, I got it now. Alright. Let's see. I mean, Scorpion would become 1 pip, but it'd be purely for utility and nothing more. Would it even be useful? That's kind of rough to even think about. I could swap shields with somebody, or I can swap traps. That would be useful in some fights. But then I'll lose a spell that hits decently hard at this level, so I'm just gonna upgrade it to the damage path. Get the extra 10 damage. Alright.
What ho! The Order of the Fang may have the secret to defeating the Tatse. Their inner lair.
Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and skip this. And now we finally reached the Balance School. Finally. See, certain schools in the game, you don't get to go to officially until you reach it in a quest line. Like, for instance, Balance gets a teacher that gives you all the spells up until 16, but you'll be missing a lot of stuff come from after that. Like, for instance, all these spells that are in here, which are really cool. All of them have their own effects. All of them have their own special thing that they're good for. Like, for instance, a lot of stuff with Balance is that we can't hit other schools. Well, we can hit other schools neutrally because, well, we're balanced. But when we hit ourselves, obviously we resist. So we have cards like Spectral Blast, which can do either fire, ice, or storm damage. And stuff like Hydra, which can do fire, ice, and storm damage all in one go. And stuff like Chimera, which can hit the same thing as Hydra, but a little bit harder for the Spirit Schools, which are Myth, Life, and Death. Honestly, Balance is a very interesting school that a lot of people kind of dismiss a little bit. Because, I mean, let's be honest, if it's a lot easier to play a school that just has a set path that can do set damage and convert their spells to the opposite of what they need it to be. Essentially, if I am an ice wizard, I can just convert my damage to fire by putting a trap on an opponent, and I eliminated all the weakness that I had. It's pretty interesting. Balance doesn't have that luxury, but in return, we get to hit every school with a different type of magic. So if I wanted to, I can take the gamble on Spectral Blast on a ice opponent and potentially hit him with a fire hit. Or I can just get unlucky and hit with ice instead on an ice opponent, and then I end up getting wasted. It's like the school of gambling for those times. Let's see. Any Sphinx Sakwi? Alright. Just cast a blade, and then attack. Alright, so now I'm going to save that Crocodilian card for when I need it. Alright, sweet. Got to hit the high end on that one. So now, let's just hit this one. Alright. Now, just gotta get... There we go. Power Pip saved me right there. Alright. So I need to defeat 2 more. Alright. So now, just Blade. And then I can Locust, and then I can just take down 1 more on the next turn. I think I should hit you. Alright. If this guy hits me with a debuff or shields... Alright, never mind. I should have hit the other guy, but whatever. You don't know until after it's done been done. Alright, sweet. Actually, I could just Blade and then take it out next turn. That's actually very useful. I love the Power Pip aspect, and I've been getting decently lucky here lately with these. Alright, and that should be enough to kill it. Alright, sweet. Alright, sweet. So I leveled up to 15. That is both good and bad because now I just lost any of the chance I had to use the energy on my pet for that last one. Oh well. No harm, no foul. Honestly, I could figure out something for that later. Let me go back to my home. And I think I can close stream out for today. Mainly because I have some stuff I have to do outside of streaming. But first things first, I can plant another one of these. But yeah, honestly, it's a fun game. I love Wizard101. I've personally been a fan of this game ever since 2010, I believe. And this game came out, I think, in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. And coming back to it every year to see how it progresses is kind of a thing that I like to do. And this time, I'm actually going to stick through with an actual full playthrough. But honestly, I hope to be doing a whole lot more of this, depending on when I have my free time. But if I'm not able to stream it, I will be recording it and then adding the voiceover on post. But genuinely, I had a fun time. And thank you so much, JI, for coming by and supporting the stream today. It meant a lot to me. You be sure to come back and watch. Thank you. That means a lot. But honestly, I'm gonna have to end stream for today. I got some plans. I got to do a couple things out in the real world. But anyways, I hope you all have a